to Meet Me in the Penthouse. We are so glad that you're back here. We just enjoy our time so much with you. And when Molly and I talk about of course, our hearts are always like, we want to create an impact. We want to create a community. We want to leave a legacy, but we also want to make you laugh. And I think that's hopefully what we're going to do today. But just being real and raw. And I think that some people, they see a level of success. They see me put together. I love to dress. I have,
I always say she came out of the womb in heels. I did.
I always have heels on. That's probably the first thing I put on every morning is heels, even when I'm leading Zoom calls. I never did buy into that, business up top, party in the bottom, COVID thing. Like I am always dressed head to toe.
Yes.
And, but I was telling Molly as I was shoving a beef stick in before we recorded this, and which I love. Molly gets her proteins from the real sources. I'm eating a protein, a stick, and then I have to have water nearby those chomps because they're so dry. I'm going to choke on them like a cat, a hairball. I'm like a cat choking on a hairball. But so I down that really quick, and then I do have only 9 toenails permanently. Like you cannot literally.
If you only knew. Only knew.
So I have to paint it on every day. So in between outfit changes, I painted my red toenail on. So that is, again, I think people see the put togetherness and maybe like the success and we were like, gosh, if they only knew, which kind of makes us, I think, human, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If they only knew that you don't wash your own hair.
I don't. I get, it's been since COVID that I get blowouts twice a week. And that is, I will tell you, it's my dirty little secret. I highly recommend it because they do have a membership. But I definitely, I get a lot of work done. And I also meet a lot of people in that I'm all about networking. And so I have sold many houses from people that are like, oh my gosh, I've been meaning to talk to you. So yes, I do sleep. We say sitting up.
She does. She does.
So it doesn't mess up the hair. But I do not wash my own hair unless I absolutely have to because I got it wet in the pool or something.
But has that ever happened?
Not on purpose. Not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Yes. But so what? It's kind of like, I think if they only knew, what do they like a day in the life of Molly Croker? What does that look like?
Oh gosh, I think everyone knows it because I already put it on social media. But I think the biggest thing is choosing how to live your day. I've talked about this before, but I had such gratitude this morning when the sun was shining ever so slightly in my face, but it wasn't really the sun. It was my new alarm clock. That truly brings me joy. It's just the nicest way to wake up because I instantly am transported to a vacation.
So you bought the dupe, I'm going to say.
Yes, I did.
So you bought the alarm clock
after reading a few reviews.
Yes, that it was really good. A better way to wake up.
Yes, and I'm like, I love waking up that way because at 4:30, you're like, what magical beach am I on as this alarm clock is shining in your face? So
it also helps that your husband doesn't have to wake up at 4:30 to your alarm, right?
Right, exactly.
iPhone alarm.
No matter, even if it's like a soft babbling brook, it's the whole light thing. It's the whole light thing for me because I love to travel. I love vacations. So that to me, I wake up, I choose how I want to live. I think the biggest thing is a day in the life is I really do. I love meditating. I love prayer. I love journaling. Speaking of which, we have a journal coming out. That is a really big deal. Coming from somebody, I always say I'm a much better speaker. My husband wrote all my papers when I was in college.
Which, by the way, her husband wrote all of the papers, and I plagiarized one of his, the exact same professor, exact same paper. He got an A+.
Years later.
I should say years, because we're 5 or 6 years apart. It must have been maybe 7 years. Senior, probably 7 years later. And I didn't word for word it, but maybe 90% of it. And Calvin, her husband, got an A+, and I got a
C or a D.
He didn't fail. He didn't say you plagiarized this, but I think he knew. He kindly.
If you really knew, Amy stole my husband's rhetoric paper, but
rhetoric it was.
but I think that the thing that is so important to me is just your morning routine. Like, it sets the tone for your day, whether, we're spiritual, so we're in the Word, we're journaling, we're
back to the journal. Quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so our journal is She Knows. It will be on Amazon. We will definitely talk about it, but it'll
be on our website as well.
Our website, and we are so excited about it. That's one thing. Molly and I, we take action. We came up with an idea. I think she was traveling, and I'm like, I'm going to write out these prompts, 90 prompts for a journal.
Yes.
Just, again, to add more value.
We kind of came up with our own prompts. Then we sat down together in a coffee shop, and we're like, word by word by word, like 90 days of back and forth printed out on real paper, of course.
Yeah, and handwritten. I mean, we're like, how about this? How about this?
Yes, cross it out. I mean, it is going to be powerful and also reflective in that it will have a gratitude space in there as well as journaling. I was never a great journaler, but I will tell you, pen to paper, writing your goal down, getting a vision for what you want, writing, just being intentional, even about your feelings, and whether it's about, stuff with you and I, stuff with my husband and I, stuff with kids, it's just so powerful to write it down. So I definitely, and sometimes you can get lost in that, right? I remember when it was like 5 minutes I always try to think, how can I serve that 30-year-old woman that I once was? So
you're most powerfully positioned to serve the person you once were. And
exactly. And I'm it would have been 5 minutes. It would not be, sometimes it's an hour and a half, right? Where you're like, really deeply in your meditation, your journaling, your gratitude. And then the best way for me to think, some people say in the shower, is out in nature. I love running. You all know this. I love running. I love swimming. I love playing tennis. I love being on my bike. I mean, Amy will call and be like, oh my Lord, are you running again?
Well, there's the wind. She tries to talk to me for the whole 10-mile run, which most of the time she does.
Yes.
But I'm like, I can't hear you because it's so windy.
Yes.
It's like,
yes. Or she'll call and I'll have to deny it on my bike because I'm like, she's not going to want to hear that wind. But it brings me such joy to be outside. It really does. Skiing, anything. It does. And today, even in Bible study, they said, I get what you mean. Like, I went for a bike ride and then, and I get it. Like, I just found so much joy in being outside. So I really do. Even if it's raining, even if it's cold, even if it's, gray, it's not, the most beautiful weather. It's still being outside, getting my soul in nature. And it's not like I was raised that way. It's not
mom always got her run in.
Got up at 4:30 I mean, and we played outside as kids.
Yes,
so, I mean,
right.
I was always, you had to always drag me in as a kid from the tetherball pole. But movement is so crucial to me. And then I do love, honestly, I love, and I keep thinking about this. My life as a sports medicine physical therapist, it was very structured. It was very structured. You have to be. I mean, when you're in a clinic.
You're still pretty structured.
So I still am. I know. Sometimes my husband used the word rigid the other day. And I noticed Amy uses that word. And I'm like, can we choose people to call it discipline? Can we call it discipline?
Discipline. Yes.
And then I really thought about that today. As I was driving over here, I thought about the differences between rigid and discipline. Like,
discipline is a softer, yes, I agree. And you're you have definitely. We keep in mind, Molly used to bring her own cauliflower rice.
I did. Oh
cauliflower
my gosh.
rice
If you
to
only knew.
a restaurant. She would bring
I made it at home. I was very dialed in. Dialed in is another word. I was very dialed in with my nutrition.
We're choosing to say kooky la kooky, but no.
Rigid. My son did say table for one. He was appalled that I was bringing it, dare I say, to the oven, but I did. I brought it to the oven. We used to go there all the time when we were in Lincoln, and it was embarrassing because the sommelier who knows me well, he asked if I would like my leftovers in my cauliflowered rice. And I was so embarrassed that he actually knew I had brought it in, and even worse, that I had disappointed Sam and that I was caught.
Her husband has thanked me for making her a little more fun. There were lots of years of discipline
and dialed in
discipline and dialed in life when she trained for many wonderful races and all of that at the expense of a little fun. We're like, can you stay up past 10? Can you can you have a cocktail or whatever? And so
do you have to, yeah.
Do you have to bring your own cauliflower rice?
Your own homemade salad dressing kind of thing? Yeah.
Discipline, though, is one of your greatest strengths.
Yeah,
so too. Is,
absolutely.
As we've talked, even with this podcast, right? We've had to be like for 18 months, like, does this make an impact? Will this, we want to leave people better than we found them. And are we making, an impact on people and leaving them better? And there were times that it was like, what are we doing?
Exactly.
And so you're disciplined.
I am, which you
continue
when
to
you said when you question, I don't know why this is just coming out of left field, but if you only knew, I feel like we're playing that game.
Yes.
We did have one big fight. A lot of people do ask me that. Have you guys ever fought?
Well, because I never talk back to her. Just for the record, I don't know. She always wins. I mean, there's no fighting because I don't fight.
Well, I'm older, so I got to take care of you. So if you only knew, our only fight was involving the phone, and our parents would not get a teen line. I really wanted a teen line. My best friend had a teen line. I just wanted a teen line. But we had call waiting in those days. Well, Amy would not click over. And it was a boy that was calling me, and you would not click over. You were just laying on the floor, just as you always did. I mean, that's how we talked on the phone,
yes.
right? I mean,
with the cord, playing with the cord,
and you were on there forever, like an hour and a half, and you would not click over. And so I did, and I mean, this is very...
You chased me out into the yard.
With the phone.
With the phone. Yeah, you tore it out of the yard.
And you ran to the 3 blocks down to where Mom and Dad were. That was our fight.
Must have been at the grocery store.
I think I tried to hit you with the phone.
Yes, I think you hit me. Quite certain you succeeded. But yes.
That is our one. That was a big fight.
Well, again, because she wouldn't click over. I don't even try with her. But kind of that if you only knew. And I think the other thing is being an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. And I would listen to a podcast that my daughter sent to me, and it was just on the loneliness that an entrepreneur feels.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And I have done a lot of things that I, on my own, as far as even just paving the way, creating, starting different businesses, doing things a little differently than was typical, going against the grain and things, even with how I helped my son with nursing him back to health. And so there's been a lot of times, and I want to say alone, but I chose to be alone. It was a decision that I chose because I knew that this decision, I'm really, really good at trusting my intuition.
Yeah.
And with that, and I think with being an entrepreneur, being a 1099 employee for 31 years, comes a lot of, I'm going to call it loneliness, right? You are on a road less traveled because, let's face it, 99% of the people are W-2 employees, right? They know where their next paycheck's coming from or whatever. Or they follow they're following what everybody else does. And I have always been one that has done my own thing.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that the frequency then is basement frequency.
No.
It's like you said, it's a choice you made. And I think that life, and that's why we love coming in here. Truly, I look so forward to coming in where there are people. I just met with somebody yesterday, and she's like, can you imagine me in an office all the time? And I said, well, I can appreciate that from 11 to 2, you take time for yourself. You go to your CrossFit gym, you get your workout in. That is all great. But I mean, do you get lonely? I mean, that was our conversation yesterday. And that's what makes coming in. And I will say this, I love that today we walked in and they were playing ping pong. That sound and laughter.
Well,
and
they have created quite a culture here.
Yes,
here
it is so fun.
Yes.
It is so fun. And so it is, but on the same, when I went into physical therapy, there was, what'd you do this weekend? There was community, there was
friends.
FACs, Friday afternoon club. You got together after work. And so there's a lot of that missing when you choose this life. But again, it's a choice.
It is a choice. And the loneliness is something that, and I'm using that term in gosh, I
know you're
made this decision, not in a negative way.
I know.
But just in I'm also so proud of myself. I'm very, very, very proud that I have been confident enough, delusional enough, we might say, to walk on my own and to make some decisions.
To eat on your own.
To eat on my own.
To eat on your own. I've never done that until this year.
Yes.
Till this year.
I've eaten on my own in New York City in a lovely restaurant. I mean, I have traveled alone. I have done a lot of things alone, and it's really empowered me. Mm-hmm. And I think so that loneliness piece is an empowerment piece too. I'm so proud that I trust and know who I am, that I am willing to step out into a different lane because I feel called.
Right.
And I know that's what we're doing here too, because again, 50 some years old, we're we're doing the podcast, we're creating a community, we're writing books, we're writing journals, we're, creating these events, quarterly that
bring women together. Although today I did say, you've got to come. And it was to a guy and he's like, can men come to this? I'm like, absolutely. Yes, we want you there. But, I do think let's go back to the eating alone. I could not imagine anything worse in my entire life. I'm incredibly extroverted. So I'm like, what do you do? What do you do when you're eating alone? Are you looking at your phone? I asked my husband, do I bring my computer? Do I bring a book? He's like, are you a nerd? Like, are you going to read at the bar? And then I'm like, do I take my wedding ring off? He's like, are you trying to get picked up? I'm like, no, but will the bartender talk to me if I have a ring on and all the things?
Course,
if it's a guy,
so many
and
people.
Oh my goodness. Scottsdale. I ate by myself in Scottsdale.
You stayed late. You sent Calvin home.
Yes, I sent Calvin. I thought, I'm not leaving this sun and getting home to the cold November when I was there. And I was so proud of myself. I met new people. Of course I still keep in touch with them, but it was super empowering. That's the word.
Yes. So when I say lonely, it's that I'm on my own, but empowered.
Yes.
I'm on my own, but empowered. And I think that's that entrepreneurial. So I don't think people realize that, every 31 years. And of course I'm in real estate and I've had, but I don't have like just that, the office that you have to go into. Things have changed, of course.
Right.
Now I did used to go into the office years ago, but I don't have to clock in. I don't have to clock out. And so I get to make the decision on what my day looks like. And it's empowering, but also like,
it is.
Holy cow.
But then there are times where you can also dial in and be like, okay, today I'm very aware that I want to be around people. So I'm going to schedule an intentional coffee. I'm always someone that I love to know people's stories. So that's really what my day looks like, is a lot of work, but that's how I meet people. I meet people through doing things I love. You won't catch me knitting. I couldn't sit still to do that. That would be painful. So go do things that you love to do and be intentional. And I even said to the girl I met with yesterday, she's like, and remind me why we're meeting. I'm like, because I want to know your story. Like, I want to hear your story. I want to hear who you are, what you're all about,
and
what you stand for.
And I think people are so surprised when we're like, I just want to know about you, because they're so, especially women, we take care of everybody else. But when somebody asks about us, like, how are you doing? Or what lights you up? Or what brings you joy? We know what brings us joy, but we don't verbalize it.
Yes.
Nobody's ever asked us, like, what do you want? Or what makes you happy? Or what lights you up?
So it's so fun. And even yesterday, I was thinking, again, another coffee I had yesterday. And within
she does have about 12
minutes,
coffees a day. Not kidding.
And I don't even like coffee, really. I mean, one a week is fine. But within minutes, we both had tears in our eyes. I mean, just coming together as women, as we both have sisters. She has 4 sisters. I only have 1, but it was just so powerful. And she emailed me saying, like, that was truly the best hour of my day yesterday. And I said, I was reflecting on that, thinking the same thing. So it's just so neat when you can be so honest with people. I don't think in today's, it's not weird to be like, Amy, I want to have coffee with you just to get to know you. Like, I think in the old days, people were like, what does she want from me? What is she trying to sell me? And it's like, it's not that at all. It's
right.
I want to know about you.
Well, and we have seen
connectors
that
too.
We're connectors. That's a strength of ours. And we have just seen how women, want community. They want a friendship. They want a sisterhood. And so that is, when you have a calling like we do, we believe every single day, like, who can I bless? How can I bless the checker at Target? How can I ask someone to go to coffee with me? Whatever, just just to get to know them and to hear their story. And of course, then we love that hearing where they've traveled and then what hotel do you recommend? And I mean, that's how everything gets done. Not, of course, business gets done that way, but more importantly, where have you traveled? Where's your favorite restaurant?
Word of mouth. My husband is always like, go to Yelp. And I'm like, I don't want to go to Yelp. I want to ask my people. I want to ask my friends. I want to ask where they ate. I want to ask where they stayed.
Which, by the way, so Molly, one of her friends had her parents evaluated for Alzheimer's. This reminds me. And Molly takes everybody's recommendation because she just loves everybody so much.
I trust.
I trust. And we sometimes don't do all of our due diligence. And so she made this appointment for Dad, who is like sharp as a tack. I mean,
I know.
He's 85, but she goes and gets him evaluated.
At the Center for Aging.
Something that your friend recommended.
It was very fancy. Center for
we're not
Aging
quite
Adults.
sure why. I don't know. So at any rate, Dad ended up getting, well. It did not go well. And of course he was crabby because he's like, felt slightly bamboozled. Like, why am I here? And Molly's like, just trust. Molly's kind of the medical.
Yes. Just trust me. We're just so we can rule it out. And if we need to start working on things, we can start working on things.
And so of course they were asking questions that he knew the answers to over and over and over. And he got irritated. And it was like 4 hours worth of questions. And he wasn't expecting to be gone for 4 hours anyway. So then I think he left angry.
Yes.
Is what happened. And so Molly does your recommendations. Please make sure that
they're trustworthy. They're always They always come from good intentions.
They come from good intentions. Just sometimes we don't necessarily need to act on or, or do the activity.
Yes.
Or
yes.
Like taking our really sharp 85-year-old dad.
Yes.
For
I would say that is another huge part of our day is not just connection, but then also connecting to our parents. Because I do not take it lightly that so many of my friends have lost theirs. And so I am so grateful. Like Penthouse frequency, literally, even I don't care if they tell me the same story. All the things that used to maybe bother me don't bother me anymore. Now that, when you do the work on yourself, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so much further ahead. It is so fun. And Amy and I will call and be like, you have got to hear the latest story. And it is so fun. We love being with our family.
Well, and I needed to run something to my son at college. And I thought, I don't know how I'm going to fit it in. So my husband's like, well, why don't you call your dad? He loves to feel needed.
Yes.
Plus he'll see his grandson. So of course he drove 40 minutes, met me at the gas station to get this sports jacket to my son for his sports banquet tonight. And that is just something that he... and then he pulls in the driveway. He's like, that barn dominium that's on the way back to Lincoln. Well, I pulled in there. And do you know who owns that? Well, he knows you. And I'm like, I've always wondered who owns that barn dominium because it's gorgeous. Well, Dad pulled in today. Now he could not remember the gentleman's name, but the gentleman knew me.
Do you see why I had the testing done? Yeah. People, come on, work with me. But I think that is, and then at the end of the day, I love my husband and we love to cook. Calvin, I got so lucky playing quarters across from him when I was 18 years old and we met that I was going to marry this amazing guy that can make any coffee drink, mixed drink, any food item. I mean, he's so good. So I am so grateful because I really do love that. I mean, food to me is where, that's my creative outlet. So I'm like, I might not be creative with clothing and, pen to paper kind of things, but I will tell you, I love food. We love restaurants. We love eating out.
To eat.
Yes.
And I have never made a batch of cookies, but I did want to be called Cookie as a grandma.
Yes.
And my kids,
if you only knew, she wanted to be called Cookie as a grandma.
It just does not even cross my mind to cook. My husband does. My first and second husband did. And our mom did not cook. I do not cook, and my daughter does not cook. We're wildly successful business people, and our mom was as well. But we do not cook, and
doesn't cross your mind.
It does not even cross my mind.
I have my meals set up for the week.
I have
Sunday.
my outfit planned, and I have. Yeah, I mean, so just like you said, and I'll redecorate and move the sofa and do like things like that before I eat. Before I think about eating.
And I know like what the menu is for the week and what workouts I'm going to do, like to the point where I drive myself crazy. So that's kind of my day. That's like Molly's day in a little nutshell.
Well, and that's the greatest thing is that we want to be that fun team
Yes.
with you on these podcasts and just show you like what real life is. We definitely, this is some of our highlight reels. We definitely have had some huge challenges. As you know, we were raised by the same sets of parents, but we never, ever let them keep us down. We never, ever dwell on them. We
never pour me, ever.
We never pour me. I mean, we just allow, and that is when you are aware that you have within you the decision. You can make the decision to wallow in it, or you can make the decision to say, well, doggone it, that stinks. This is what I would do differently. This is what I learned from it. And you move on. It just makes things, life so much better. And I think, again, that delusional, like Lauren says, I raised her with delusional confidence. We just know that everything is going to get better.
Yes.
It's just temporary. The setback or the defeat or the challenge is just temporary.
And you're like, all right, I can't wait to see the good coming from this. I was just talking to a realtor. And
she doesn't say it right.
I know.
It bothers us realtors,
like, oh
but-
my Lord. I know. I'm like, say the word right. A realtor in South Carolina. And it's so fun because no wonder she found us. Same energy. She said, gosh, I knew that this listing, like my phone died. She's like, when does your phone ever die? And I could not even bring it back up. And then I had to, like old school, write it out. She said, not only did I find the house to list, it was already sold in 2 days. Like she had that mindset, and you get to make that choice every day. That's the whole point of this is you get to choose every day what you want your world to look like. And whether you are working for someone else or for yourself, you get to make that choice.
Yes. And that is why we call it Meet Me in the Penthouse, because you get to decide what floor you're going to camp out on.
Yes.
You get to get in the elevator every single day, and you can go up or down and of course, you're at the coffee pot at work, and there's some people gossiping, and that can bring you, down closer to the basement. You get to decide to step out of that conversation.
Yes.
And get yourself right back up to the penthouse, right? To the mindset, to the frequency, to the energy of abundance and gratitude and all of those things. And that is exactly what we teach.
I love that. And so that's why we called it Meet Me in the Penthouse, is living in the penthouse of your mind.
Yes.
What are you believing? Because what you believe, you will see.
And if you don't want it, don't think it.
That's perfect.
Thank you for another wonderful few minutes with you. If you are enjoying our content, please share with your friends. Please give us a 5-star review on whatever podcast forum you listen to, and we will see you back here next time.
Thanks so much for joining us for another episode of Meet Me in the Penthouse. And we would love to have you follow us at www.sistersnextdoor.com.
Anywhere that you listen to your podcast, please feel free to give us 5 stars, because we know you're going to find us fabulous, and pass this along to any friends that you know would enjoy this episode.